It's round 2 of the Skyway Select Tournament. The top 2 drivers in each group today will advance on to the finals. Expert builds going head to head, flexing speed, stability, and some of the most savage offensive driving this track has ever known. It's a thrill, I've never seen anything like it, and it's a privilege to witness. It's even got the attention of a recent champion, wanting to see what all the fuss is about. This is round 2 for the Skyway Select Tournament. We welcome back Mei Mei, driving in Sleepy, a Nissan Skyline GTR weighing 58.7 grams. Lucas driving in Drift, a Dodge Challenger drift car weighing 57.6 grams. John Alexander driving in the Jackal, a Lamborghini Huracan weighing 52.1 grams. And welcome back to Mr. Dark, driving in Kiss the Go-Goat, a bully goat weighing 52.1 grams. There they are, Group 1 of Round 2, and some of the quickest pickups of the competition. Let's join them up at the start gate for Race 1. Lucas kicks off round 2, starting in pole position, having earned the most points in round 1. Mei Mei rides next to him with John Alexander and Mr. Dark in the rear. And they're off. Lucas flies out of the 90-degree turn as expected, down the drop all alone. An exquisite turn 2. Lucas truly flows out of these turns. Look at that. All his by a long shot. Lucas takes race 1, followed by Mei Mei, Alexander and Dark in that order. Let's revisit that run again. This is a quintessential modified diecast dream. He's got incredible pickup thrusting him out in front down the first straightaway, and he's got the control to complement that speed. He rides these turns just about 3/4 of the way up the banking wall. Now it's not high enough to strike or drag upon exiting, but not low enough to risk drifting. It's a stunning display, and the rest of Group 1 is surely shaking in their boots after race 1. Lucas rides at the top of the leaderboard, earning 5 points for first place, well ahead of Mei Mei finishing in second. John Alexander and Mr. Dark posting 2 and 1 points. But I must say, Mei Mei, Alexander and Dark were neck and neck across the finish, and that's evidence of a well-matched group. John Alexander now starts in the front. Now in round 1, we saw Alexander take full advantage of his run in pole position. Let's see if he can beat Lucas to the punch and hold on. And they're off. John Alexander fires down the first straight. Approaching the drop, Lucas closes in, bumps Alexander, holding the lead. Lucas accelerates, passing on the inside. Alexander pulls ahead, passing on the inside, taking back the lead and taking race 2, followed by Lucas, Dark and Mei Mei. Wow, that is a first for the Skyway. Watch here as Lucas passes Alexander on the inside, going into turn 3. He seals it with a block. Now it's a severe one, and as Lucas recoils to regain control, Alexander punches it, sneaking past Lucas on the inside through turn 4. It's a gorgeous clapback, holding the lead across the finish. Now if there's one thing that is clear about John Alexander is that he has the hustle. His focus doesn't waver for a moment. He knows a window will present itself, and he seizes the opportunity first chance he gets. Beautiful, beautiful racing. Lucas still holds on to first position, posting 3 points for finishing in second, with John Alexander now only 1 point away from the top spot. Mei Mei and Mr. Dark really need to take advantage of their time in the front row. These low scores are not typical of these drivers. Now granted, it is round 2 and the ante has been upped quite severely, but still, they both have inherent speed and will need to flex it if they want to advance. Mr. Dark will have his shot now at the front. His car Bully Goat is a torpedo. If dialed in with any measure of precision, can ride cleanly through the turns and gain speeds unmatched by those in his group. But as we saw in round 1, one miscalculation and the Bully Goat can roll in on itself and it falls hard. John Alexander by his side, still another chance in the front now, and with Lucas in the rear, maybe he can use that fast pickup to post another win. And there he goes, Mr. Dark taking the lead. Down the drop, wow, he's out ahead. Stable out of turn 2. Can he maintain into turn 3? And he does. A clean exit, and Mr. Dark takes race 3. And what's happening in turn 4? John Alexander slowly making his way to the finish with Lucas stuck in the middle of turn 4. Oh no! Mr. Dark doing his due diligence by taking full advantage of his run in pole position. And it's a nerve-wracking turn 3. Now this is when the narrow chassis rider raises edge. But Mr. Dark during this series is dialed in. That was exactly the run he needed going into the final race. John Alexander now at the top of the leaderboard with 9 points. Mr. Dark and Lucas tied now in second position with 8 points, and Mei in last with 7. Now make no mistake about it, it's anyone's race, and everyone has a chance, but only 2 can move on to the finals. Mei with the furthest to rise on the leaderboard starts race 4 in pole position, a perfect opportunity to seal the deal. Mei shoots out of the 90-degree turn. Lucas and Dark closing the gap. Single file into turn 2. Lucas up on the wall, grinding. Dark hits him. Mei now way out in front. It's all his. And a tight group to follow. Lucas, Dark and Alexander in that order. Mei, like Mr. Dark, wasted no time taking full advantage of the inside lane. He gets out in front and he stays there. Now, knowing Mei's handling after a graceful show in round 1, there's a great confidence he'll keep control, preserving his lead. Watch here as Lucas understeers out of turn 2. He's popped up on the wall, riding on 2 wheels, grinding away all his speed. And Dark, like a battering ram, strikes Lucas to break through. Now, each of these drivers, Lucas and Dark and Alexander, are fighting for that second place finish. When we next see this grouping, it's here. Lucas still hanging on, fighting off Dark even through turn 4. Upon exit, Lucas is able to accelerate, staring down Dark all the way across the finish. Mei rockets up to first position from last, earning 12 points, and will be moving on to the finals, joined by Lucas. John Alexander and Mr. Dark simply thank you. Gorgeous builds, dynamic racing, stunning passing. You are friends of this channel, and I look forward to welcoming you back in the future. There they are, our first finalists of the first ever Skyway Select Tournament. Mei and Lucas have now set the bar, and it will be up to the drivers in the next group to rise to meet it. Congratulations, you two. Well fought and well earned. Now let's get on with it. We'll be covering round 2 in its entirety during today's broadcast. Now only 2 spots remain for the final round. Which of these seasoned and deeply intimidating drivers will have what it takes to join the others in the finals? We welcome back Lone Star, driving in Pearl Snap, a Ferrari 458 Italia weighing 56.3 grams. Chandler Gray driving in the Green Knight, a Dodge Challenger drift car weighing 39.7 grams. Arlo driving in Vaporwave, it's a Lucid Air weighing 56.3 grams. And we welcome back Numbskull, driving in Shaken, Not Stirred, a TVR Tuscan S weighing 60.2 grams. Lone Star kicks off round 2 in pole position, having earned the most amount of points in round 1. Numbskull by his side, Arlo and Chandler Gray in the rear. Lone Star shoots down the track into turn 1. Wow, even in the second round he flies. Out of turn 2, drifts. The group closes the gap into turn 4, and the group is single file across the finish. Lone Star, Numbskull and Arlo in that order, and no sign of Chandler Gray at the finish line. Let's take a look at that replay. Now, as we saw in round 1, Lone Star has a lightning pickup, quickly setting himself apart and ahead of the group. Now, down the drop is all his. He's got a giant lead, but out of turn 2, mid-straightaway, he drifts or skids. I'm not sure the motivation here, but it drastically slows him down. Now, perhaps he's gained some awareness that he can be wild in turns, and if approached at high speeds, it could be very dangerous, if not catastrophic. And at this stage in the competition, you don't want to risk it. But regardless, it gives his opponents just the break they needed to close the gap and ride close. But Arlo and Numbskull are unable to execute a pass, and the group remains in line to the finish. And right here, this is the last moment we see Chandler Gray in this race. Now, we've seen him roll over mid-turn 2 before, and I have a feeling that's just what happened. A lighter car can offer many agile opportunities, but it surely compromises one's ability to remain upright at high speeds on banked walls such as these. Lone Star by a long shot sits in the top position of the leaderboard. Arlo and Numskull stayed close, nipping at each other's heels, with Chandler Gray posting 0 points for not quite reaching the finish. Arlo moves now to the front, a proper face-off with Lone Star by his side. Which is faster, vapor waves or shooting stars? Chandler Gray, still in the back row, needs to find a way to break through and at the very least cross the finish line. And they're off. Arlo pulls out ahead, Lone Star staying close on the outside. Out of turn 2, Lone Star breathing down his neck. The group whips through turn 3, and an even tighter group single file raging across the finish. Lone Star, Arlo, Gray and Numskull in that order. Watch this pure and proper face-off. Lone Star stays close, a confident predator ready to pounce at the opportune moment, but Arlo doesn't give him the chance. Watch this move going into turn 2. Lone Star whips his tail, slicing in front of Gray, shutting down any possibility of passing. Out of turn 2, the intimidation continues, but Arlo does what Arlo does best. He focuses on the road in front of him, staying precise and level-headed. He's a seasoned builder and driver. He's been doing this a long time, and to see it firsthand, his ability to thrive under this threat level from Lone Star is a true testament to the caliber of racing that Arlo represents. Arlo now tied for first with Lone Star as they exchange positions on the podium. Numskull and Gray in a distant third and fourth position. These low scores are so unlike these two drivers, although Numskull has proven in round 1 that he is the comeback king. Some professionals need the pressure. They need the ticking clock to activate the drive deep inside, that lightning bolt within that will stop at nothing to win. Chandler Gray finally now in the front row. It's now or never for him. The lightness of his car leaves him unfettered by weight and can be a huge asset during the first straightaway. My bet is that he will pull ahead, but can he keep his wheels on the road? Arlo gets to ride once more in front. Could this be the race that seals his fate and sends him to the finals? And they're off. Chandler Gray charges ahead as expected. Arlo and Numskull neck and neck. Numskull pulls ahead into turn 2. Chandler Gray is on fire. Clean exit. Can he do it again? Gray flips on his hood. Numskull comes crashing through him, taking race 3. Wow, yet another finish line collision. A heap of twisted metal crossing the finish line. We need to see all of that again because I'm actually not quite clear on the conclusion. Chandler Gray puts on an impressive show, but it's at the entrance of turn 4 where he trips up, attempting to slow himself. But it's too little, too late. And he's out of control. He's pulled back into the banking wall, flipping him on his hood, leaving him skidding to a halt down the last straight. And he's a sitting duck. Here comes Numskull. He punches it, cutting the wheel at the last moment in an attempt to clear the path to the finish. Gray pops up in the air and Numskull and Lone Star cross the finish. Look at that. Lone Star crosses the finish first by a hair. The collision cleared the path, but at a steep price. Watch here, Numskull still spinning out, losing speed at a crucial moment, and Lone Star staying on the outside, sneaks past and steals race 3. And Chandler Gray, look at that, still managing to finish in third, but not without a final pop from Arlo, bringing in the rear. Wow, Lone Star once again at the top of the group with a giant 13 points after race 3. Lone Star without a doubt will be advancing on to the finals, and he did it in only 3 races. Unfortunately, it would be impossible for Chandler Gray to advance on. But you, sir, are a special brand of speed demon, and we thank you for bringing the heat to the Skyway Select Tournament. It's now down to Arlo and Numskull. Arlo has the best chance on the leaderboard, but he'll start race 4 in the back row. Numskull, with the furthest to go, needs at least to finish in second place, and he needs Arlo to stay in third or fourth. On the bright side, Numskull starts race 4, the final race in round 2, in pole position. And they're off. Numskull, like a bullet, fires down the first straight. Arlo now in last, down the drop, and he's all alone. Has Numskull done it? Well in control, swinging through turn 4, and Numskull takes race 4. Lone Star in a close second, and Arlo finishing third. Has Numskull done it? He needed to finish at least in second place, check, and he needed Arlo to finish in third or last, check. And we have a tie. Numskull and Arlo are tied now in second position. My goodness, the dramatics are at a fever pitch here at the Skyway Select Tournament. Now let's discuss the new protocols with regards to breaking a tie. As we said before, only one of them can advance on. The 2 will face off in a series of head-to-head races. Best out of 3 wins, the winner of which will advance on to the final round of the Skyway Select Tournament. Now, based on the results of race 4, Numskull will start in pole position. Good luck to you both, and let's get into it. And they're off. Numskull takes the lead out of the 90-degree turn. His lead grows down the drop into open track. Arlo slowly closing the gap through turn 3. Arlo spins out and Numskull takes off miles ahead of the sluggish Arlo, now in reverse. I'll keep these replays short, but let's look back at that crucial moment. Now, just as Arlo was making some progress closing the gap, he catches an edge or loses control, cutting the wheel. Perpendicular now, skidding away all his speed. It's a tragic mistake at what could have been a turning point in that race. Switching position, Arlo now rides on the inside. Let's see if he can take advantage and tie up this race. And he does. Arlo has a gentle lead on Numskull, whipping down the drop. Numskull running up now, riding close through turn 3. Arlo skids again, now backwards, holding off Numskull, and Arlo maintains, riding face to face across the finish. Once again in the same spot, Arlo trips up. Luckily this time he's able to regain his line, and in reverse no less, keeping an eye on Numskull, who's been jumping to pass him this entire race. The game is now tied, 1-1. This final race will determine who will join Lone Star and the others in the finals. Numskull once again on the inside. Arlo needs to pull out all the stops, and he needs to do it now. And they're off. Numskull charges ahead once again. He's even faster this time, ripping into turn 2. He's wild, hitting the walls, swerving through turn 3. A rocky turn 4. Arlo sprints, it's not enough. Numskull takes his second win, and there you have it. Numskull will join Lone Star and the others in the final round of the Skyway Select Tournament. Arlo, sir, it has been a privilege to race with you. Thank you for bringing your special brand of speed and flair. Not only is your vehicle perfectly suited to ride the Skyway, its looks shine under the glowing lights of our track. We look forward to welcoming you back to the Skyway in the future. And just like that, round 2 is complete. We have our 4 finalists. Congratulations to you all. Today was a stellar presentation of your excellent abilities. Rest up and tune up and get ready to take the Skyway one last time in the final round of the Skyway Select Tournament. Until then, drive safely and always take the high road.